and welcome to Charmed Persons, specifically Alien, Chariot of the Gods. Woo!
Woo!
Very excited for our session one of this long shot. But before we jump into that, we'll do what we usually do with announcements. For those that tuned in to our spooky week starting yesterday, where we actually had a Monday campaign three, very spooky. Hopefully, none of the cast had nightmares. Today we continue the spooks with Alien, and on Thursday we probably continue the spooks with some Curse of Strahd. So to tune into all of that, and then I believe on Sunday we're back to the normal scheduled programming of campaign three. No, we're not.
No, we're nothing
So
this
sorry.
Sunday. Nothing this
Nothing
Sunday.
this
Skipping a
Sunday.
week.
Sorry, we're really
Skipping
throwing
a
a few
Wasn't
weeks
week.
on
announced?
this.
No, it's all good.
October.
We need a break
Spooky.
from all the spooks of the week, so we're taking
Yes.
Sunday off to recover,
Yes. Yes.
and not be spooked as we get closer to Halloween. But then tune in again the following week for more regularly scheduled programming, and we're back with Alien in a week from today. So, with that quick business at the front, mullet style, um, we're gonna jump into my intro and a quick recap of our session zero, which is recorded and should be posted on YouTube. So check that out if you haven't already. So welcome, players and those watching, to the world of Alien. Space is a dangerous place. There's gamma rays, dying stars, black holes, and even those standing right next to you that could mean your end. That's not even counting what you can't see and what's unknown to you. This is an ever-expanding world full of greed, desperation, and the prospect of greatness. Our story starts with a group of space truckers embarking on a simple delivery. This crew specifically has been contracted by Weyland-Yutani for a delivery to take the U.S. CSS Montero from Anchor Point Station to Sutter's World. Montero is an older ship, showing her age a little bit, but you've all flown with her pretty frequently. She's always done her job. Your cargo for this delivery specifically is dozens of highly flammable cases of tritium, which is currently decaying into helium-3, which you all know to be a very valuable energy resource. Like I said, check out session zero for a bit more on the character and their dynamics as they arrive. But here's a quick recap of the events that we had during session zero. Anchor Point Station is a huge, bustling hub, neutral zone for all parties, and only a small population of actual permanent residents. It's known for its dive bars, open mall areas, service androids, and pretty cheap entertainment. So you all arrived the night before and, respectively, either partook in some of that entertainment or had a quiet night in before the day of departure. So we had our captain, Cameron Weaver, which is played by Emily, our pilot, Mackenzie Gray, played by Kelsey, and our technician, Samuel Mason, played by Zach. They all arrived to prep the ship specifically, get it ready for takeoff. We had our cargo handler arrive, Putnam Brackney, played by Sophie, who worked to load up the precious cargo onto the ship. And finally, we had our corporate liaison, Dalton Vlasic, played by Adam, who arrived and installed, with some help, a new espresso machine as a nice gift for the crew. Upon knowing that you would leave and it would take about 145 days to get to Sutter's World, you set Mother, the ship's AI, to autopilot and then bunkered down in cryo to sleep for those extended days before you arrived. Upon waking up, you had a brief smoke break, quick little meal, and then divided up to do your various tasks before arriving in Sutter's World. Putnam, you specifically went to check on the cargo, and you noticed that 40% of it hadn't actually decayed, knowing that all of it should have decayed before you arrived. Dalton, you went to a side junction, started checking emails, specifically email with the subject line Special Order 966. Samuel, using the console in the galley, you started doing a diagnostics, checking on things, getting a ship update, and you noticed some odd things. There were some pings from the group, from the ship, that pinged from the sensor, but the sensor itself didn't seem to really show anything. Uh, Cameron and Mackenzie, you went to the bridge to start the arrival sequence and seeing those various things of hailing Sutter's home, arrival to the actual planet system itself. And just as Mother responds to Putnam's question, saying it had only been 114 days since you left, as Sammy starts a diagnostic check, and as Cam, you sent out the initial hail to Sutter's world. Mother comes over the intercom of the whole ship, saying and alerting you all to an inbound ship being detected. And that's where we left off, and that's where we're going to pick up. This isn't an unknown or scary necessarily ping from Mother. It just means that a ship is approaching, and you can either hail it or try to avoid it, or right now the shutters on the bridge are still closed, so you can simply open the viewports along the bridge to see if you can see where the ship might be coming from. Those are kind of your general course of action, so I won't say any of you are up in arms about this, but at the very least, the captain will need to give some sort of order.
Yeah, I would I would start by like, does Mother work sort of like in the movies where you like type in a command?
It can be and or, so like from the movies, this is an advanced system of Mother. So it can work kind of like an Alexa or a Siri where you can kind of call out to her for basic commands or questions.
Okay.
But
So
for like inputs, you'll type it out on the console.
fair, yeah. Okay, so I would say, um, Mother, tell us everything you can about this incoming vessel.
You hear Mother just on the bridge intercom system. Usually she will kind of triangulate where the question is coming from and not broadcast to the whole ship. So you hear Mother respond with, "Sensors aren't picking up a ship. Diagnostics unknown."
That's weird, right?
Mother, can you run that check again?
Certainly. Sensors still not picking up a ship. Diagnostics unknown.
Could we
Um,
open the shutters and see what's
yeah, I'll open
going
the
on?
shutters.
Okay. Um,
Are there other
you
like
open
points around the ship where you can kind of see out? Like other shutters,
generally
like
not really. The like
okay,
main kind of viewport is at this bridge area and it's like the whole kind of front section, so you really get a view of what's in front of you. There's not
yeah,
really a lot of windows besides like an airlock or something in the other spaces. But you open
okay,
the shutters and if you also would you would notice that there isn't a beep or alert coming from like the sensor console itself. So you kind of have the captain's station on the bridge that has
yeah.
your like multiple screens of overview of everything. You have a piloting station, and then you have kind of like a sensor uh star map station that is those kinds of maps and pings. There isn't a ping still coming from the sensor. It seemed like one ping and then that was it.
Oh,
And now nothing's being picked up. Nothing's on the sensor itself. You open the viewports and look out. All you see is stars, which is actually odd
wait, yeah,
because you
are we
should be
supposed to be
where
there?
Sutter's world is. But you look
Uh,
out and see just the vastness of space in front of you.
Mother, what's our current location?
Please proceed to Star Map Bay to confirm. Basically saying you need to go to the actual station to confirm.
Yeah.
I'll come
Okay.
with. I'm trailing behind,
At,
like looking over the shoulder, like what
Okay.
is going on.
at this point in time, I think I would
I was
like
gonna say,
radio, like chime in to Sammy, and be like, "Hey, Sammy, could you come down to the cargo hold? Something. Come check my math."
Yeah, Sammy's also kind of confused, and he's just like, yeah, no, I'll be right there. And he's gonna head down.
and I would say, Sammy, you heard that there was an inbound ship, um, but then also didn't hear any follow-up of like an order from the captain about what this inbound ship could be. And so it seems similar to those pings that you saw in kind of the ship's log as you've been traveling, that like a ping went out, but then no actual ship was ever picked up on the sensor or no beacon tower or anything. It seemed kind of like a ghost ping just popping off.
Okay. We have those headsets where we can communicate with each other?
Yes.
Okay, then just on my way down to where Putnam is, I think I would just ping the captain and say, Cap, we got any news on that ship?
Working on it.
And then I just head down to where Put is.
Okay.
And, what, hey, what'd you find? I like climb down the ladder.
Something ain't adding up. I think we came out of cryo too soon.
What?
Yeah, the tritium should have like fully decayed into helium by now, but I think we're less than halfway there.
Nah. You might have gotten something wrong there, Put. And I kind of look over.
I checked the math 3 times.
Yeah, I quickly, probably not as quickly as Putnam do, but check the math, and I'm assuming I get the same results.
Yeah, so you check the math of, again, tritium isn't like consistent necessarily on how it decays. There is some amount of variable to it, but ideally at least 90 to 95% of the tritium should have decayed fully into helium by the time you arrived at Sutter's World, and you come to the same conclusion that 40% still has yet to do that full decay. And it kind of decays exponentially. So like the closer it is to a full decay, the like quicker the process becomes.
So it's not like we're
it doesn't mean that
60%
you're
there,
like
yeah.
correct. You
Okay.
could be closer than you think, but it's
Okay.
hard to know exactly what that would mean. I'm gonna pause on this real quick to go to Dalton. During all of this, where are you? What are you doing? You're muted.
I would like to go to the bridge. Dalton would head over to the bridge, perhaps when the captain and when Gray are like heading out, and just like look out the viewport, the like view screen.
Sure.
Um,
So we'll give the map of the Montero back for you all to see. So the bridge is pretty big. So you kind of have like in classic ship form, the captain's chair and computers are kind of near the viewport screens, and then kind of in a triangle behind them, you have the pilot station, and then like the comm center of all of those sensors and data. So you see them at that back center, and you kind of just like walk past them, I assume, and get like right up to the window and look out. You see the same. You look even more so, you can see like more around the ship from the very front of the viewing, and it's just stars. You see no planets, no anything that's close to you right now.
Mother, what is our heading?
Ship is currently stopped. No current heading. Awaiting for further orders.
I'll turn to the captain and Gray and say, so where's the ship ping?
I'm trying to figure that out right now. Actually, Mac, will you go see where we are?
Yes, on it. She goes to the star map. But as she passes by, last second, she'd be like, "It's gone, Gonzo," and then heads over to do her job.
So you head to the star map. It's not exactly like a GPS where you can like it just like says this is where you are, because space is so vast. Unless it's like a ping from a tower or location, it's hard to like completely triangulate. So you spend some time trying to like basically star map around yourself, which as a pilot you're pretty skilled in navigation in a sense. So you don't get an exact location, but moving our Roll20 back to the star map, as a reminder, on the map itself, the red box is Anchor Point Station. The green box was Sutter's World, where you wanted to go to. And the circle... Come on, you. There we go. The white circle that just
no.
appeared is roughly where you guys are currently
Oh,
located.
crap. We went the wrong way.
Guys,
Throw it
guys,
in reverse.
Hold on.
guys, we, oh, she like comes back. She like got a hand through her hair, like, bad. We went the wrong way.
Gray, what are you talking about?
Totally
We went the wrong way?
Yeah.
We didn't go the wrong way. We went the right way.
Come look. I'm not insane. I did this correctly. I know what I'm doing. We went the wrong way.
I would need to go look to prove it to myself.
Sure. As you kind of all just like very cinematically like gather around this star map and start being like, no, that star, no, this star, but I swear we're right here, and start arguing about
where
that.
We are.
Well,
Putnam.
What the hell, Gray?
What do you mean, what the hell?
You're the pilot. Why are we going the wrong way?
I put everything in correctly, to be clear. You checked it.
Okay, so we need to turn around.
Oh my god. I mean, we don't have enough fuel to get all the way over Sutter's World now, because we...
Fuck.
Gonna pause you guys here. Putnam and Sammy. Putt and Sam. You guys confirm that...
What do you think?
You're right. What does that mean? And you said that this peeing isn't necessarily something that's too crazy, but us like being taken out of cryo sleep early is weird.
You know that when you all went into cryo, your orders to Mother was to autopilot to Sutter's World and wake you upon arrival in Sutter's World.
And there's no way we got to Sutter's World.
There's some point that changed without, presumably without any of you awake or giving that order. And as a reminder, I said it very quickly in the recap because you asked me and I didn't know at the time in session 0. Mother did confirm that it's only been 114 days since you left Anchor Point.
Oh fuck! All right, listen. We gotta go talk to Mother. We gotta tell the cap.
I mean, I'm happy to tell her that like this hasn't decayed, but like you check my math, like this.
All I know, Putt, is we're not where we're supposed to be, and I start going up.
Okay, as you guys are huddled around the star map, you see Sammy followed by Putt come down the walkway. We'll go back to our good old Montero.
In the reflection of the screen, we see them come from behind.
You just see the like faces appear. Like, what you guys looking at?
Where the fuck are we?
It's what I'm trying to figure out.
The wrong way.
What?
Mother, and tell me if I can do this, JMO, but I would want to say, Mother, show me our trajectory so far to see if she can show me like exactly like where we went, where we've been.
You would know that you need to go to the console. Your captain's console is fine for that.
Yeah.
And when you arrive at the console, the screen is kind of taken over by like that retro green color. And in the middle, it just says, please proceed to Mother's mainframe for further orders.
Okay. We move forward is what we do. It says proceed to Mother's mainframe. We proceed to the mainframe.
We'll go talk to her, Captain.
I'll go.
Okay. And you would know that generally it's frowned upon for like the whole crew to just come into the Mother's mainframe, so it would need to just be you.
I probably would actually on the way out, knowing that I need to give orders, say, everybody stay here and make sure we don't go any further in the wrong fucking direction.
Yeah, do you think you can do that, Mac?
Why is everyone being so
You're the
hostile?
fucking pilot! How did we go in the wrong direction?
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. No,
Look,
I'm not gonna stay here, Cap. I'm gonna go take a walk. Okay? I'm gonna take a walk. She walked out of the bridge.
Listen, Putt, do we have enough fuel to
As
even get
she-
us back to Anchor Point?
I mean, we had the reserve tank. I mean, we should be able to get to another fueling depot. And then Mr. Dalton, we've got other like outposts. I mean, where the hell are we?
Are we near any outposts? That's a great question. Are we near any like other outposts that would be out in this area of the stars?
You all were able to confirm by at least like even the range of like where you might be is just deep space. You're a significant distance of days or if not weeks away from the nearest place that would even be colonized versus a place that could actually refuel you. And I will say Sutter's World is a fairly new colony, so they don't have like a lot of infrastructure to be like a fueling depot. So you have enough fuel that to make the like there and back trip without issue with like some extra. So if you went back to Anchor Point from here to refuel, you know you have enough because it hasn't been as long as you anticipated anyway. You know you would be able to get there without issue. But yes, you are in deep space without
But we
much
can't,
around you.
But we can get back to Anchor Point.
Yes,
Okay.
you have enough fuel to get back.
Fuck.
I would have walked away when Mac walked away, by the way, to go to the
Figured.
motherboard.
Okay. While Cam, she won't be gone long, but is there anything anyone does while Cam is away getting these new orders?
I mean, tritium is radioactive. Like they use it to make fucking bombs, but I'm not a nuclear physicist. I'm not going to be trying to like jerry rig a nuclear engine.
What?
Oh, what? Wait,
Please do.
Wait.
Tell me that. Tell me that. I want to know that.
I
shouldn't
think
have
if we haven't gone as far as we would have gone to get to Sutter's World, that we have enough fuel to get back to Anchor Point right now. I don't think we need to make any bombs
Let's do it.
here. I love the creativity of thought. You know, we're gonna remember that. It's gonna be. You know, there's no wrong suggestions. I think that's probably a little extreme right now.
I mean, there's a thing called blue sky, like idea sharing.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah.
do we have any idea how Mother could have overridden my commands?
I mean, she's got like a logic system, right? Like if there's like a distress call or something like that, maybe something went Huey, screw there.
Huey Lewis.
Maybe.
That's a throwback.
Well, I'm gonna have to wait until the captain's fucking out of there to go take a look at it.
Oh.
Hey, Mother, what was the ping for the ship? I don't know.
Ship
I don't know if she can do
Was
both.
not detected on the sensors.
What was the
Ping seems to be malfunction.
Mm.
Okay. So Mother is
Yeah, I checked. I checked, and there's been no ship
there is a malfunction going on.
of some
Do you
sort.
do you know if a ship like this is able to be flown without that sort of a system operating it?
Not at light speed, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
we'd have to. We cannot spend too long at light speed. So at some point, Mother has to be the pilot of this ship.
All right. Well, I think
I can get a
I
diagnostic.
have a
on
good
Mother.
feeling.
I can get a diagnostic on Mother as soon as the captain's out of there.
That would
see
be
if there's
great.
anything wrong with it.
That's a good plan. And a little less explosive than the other one.
Do you know anything?
Do I know anything? I don't know. I am seeing blank sky here.
Yeah,
We are
not good.
in the middle of nowhere. I do know that maybe some strong words were said and some emotions were hurt, and so maybe something needs to be said.
Okay,
in
I
that
don't need a
department,
fucking
but-
Simonov, Lassick.
Okay. Maybe just
We don't have to role play, but I would also like at a certain point in time realize that Mac's not coming back and just go and be like, hey, Sammy, like he's just fucking with you.
Before that happens, I'm seeking out my stuff. So
Yep. Okay.
yeah. I guess I can say it's off sleep. How do you pronounce this? Napralev? Napralev?
I say Napralev or Napralev, I guess. Napralev. I like
Maybe
Napralev
she's
better.
born with that.
Just a little. Maybe it's
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Napralev.
Maybe it's Napralev.
Yeah, because I'm pissed off. Like that's
Yeah.
rude. And marching right to like my locker or wherever we have kind of the space to tuck away personal stuff, and I'm like, this is at first it was kind of exciting, I think, to have a break from the regular, but now I'm like, everybody's blaming me for it. That's shitty. So
yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
So your locker generally would be near cryo because that's where you kind of keep all your shit, just because this isn't a like hangout ship.
Yeah,
it's a you're in cryo, you have a meal, you're back in cryo. So I would say like your walk consists of all the way around the ship, which makes sense. You need to cool off, go to cryo,
Yep.
So while all that's happening, we'll say but catches you, but we'll come back to that, and we'll go back to the captain. As you enter the mother mainframe, she just immediately starts and says, Captain, ship was rerouted due to detection of a distress call. Protocol dictates investigation must happen.
Mother, why are we answering a distress call in the exact opposite direction of where we are heading?
Soon after departure, distress call was received.
Okay, so what is our new mission?
Mission is to triangulate and find point of distress signal, likely ship or tower.
And Mother, does our pay scale change for this mission?
No information provided on pay adjustment for new objective.
Okay, anything else?
We thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah. She would just walk out and start heading back toward everybody else.
Okay. So to have you all in the bridge at the same time, we'll do but as you find Mac, any specific things, I know you said you don't need to roleplay, but if you want to vent a little bit before going back to the bridge.
Like doing a little drum thing on the walls as I walk, like so you hear me before you see me.
Hey, I know Sammy can be a bit of an ass. I just wanted to. Nobody thinks this is your fault.
Doesn't seem like it.
I mean, Mother is the one who flies the damn thing when you're asleep. If anything, that's Sammy's fault. Don't tell him I said that, bro.
That's genius. She like goes, Sammy!
Cam, as you're exiting, you see Mac yelling Sammy and coming back onto the bridge at the same time.
Sammy!
Sammy's just like sitting like on the console, like not on any buttons, but like on one of the consoles with a toothpick in his mouth.
Oh, Samuel.
What?
My dear friend Putnam has just reminded me of something. That you have the audacity to blame me for this when you're in charge of making sure that Mother's doing the right stuff when I'm asleep. So it's your fault.
That's not what I said.
Thanks, Putnam.
Okay, let's stop arguing. This is not anybody's fault.
What'd she say?
We have a new mission.
What?
According to Mother, shortly after we left, there was a distress signal detected, and she changed our course. And our new mission is to triangulate the location of that distress signal and respond.
With no food?
It's good fucking.
You
took
know
us-
what I know at this point.
I took us in the opposite direction of where we were supposed to go.
Yes, I asked, and she has no answers.
Okay, everyone seems a little glum right now. This is a pretty big opportunity. I don't know if you guys are recognizing this. We have been rerouted to find a distress signal. We could save some people. Do you get what like this could mean for the ship, for the crew, for I don't know, being recognized here?
Let me ask you a question, Vlasic. Do heroes get bonuses?
I mean,
question.
they get put on cereal boxes.
I don't mind being put on a fucking cereal box.
Right?
It's stupid.
Vlasic, maybe you can answer the question that Mother could not, which is, does this change in our route change what we are paid?
I mean, what did Mother say our goal is here?
You know what I know.
Okay, so I mean, if our as far as contracts go, as long as you achieve the job that you come back having achieved the job that is out set for you, then you get the pay you were going for. And
Yes, but I was contracted to do a run, typical, ordinary run, not to answer a distress call.
I was contracted to come with you, meet some people on Sutter's World. I don't know, shake some hands that I was looking forward to shaking. And I wasn't contracted to put in an espresso machine, but hey, I'm thinking outside the box. I think this is an opportunity here. We could get some serious recognition for this.
Listen,
I'm with Vlasic on this, to be honest. The more that I think about this, the longer that I sit here.
I just honestly want to get fucking paid and do this mission. So, please, Gray, start trying to figure out where that signal came from. Everybody else, start checking the ship. Make sure everything is in working order.
You all hear the ship's alarms go off. There's red lights, loud blaring sirens that are dimmed briefly just for Mother to say, "Ship inbound. Impact imminent. Brace for collision. Brace for collision."
Fuck,
And she
buckle up, buckle up.
continues-
I leap into the pilot.
All of you look out the front bridge port, and this is really annoying, so I'm going to stop this. You look out the front bridge port, and you don't immediately see anything until you notice a spot in the distance that seems like it just blacks out the stars, and that spot grows bigger and bigger and bigger until you see a full ship-sized something just in full trajectory right at you. I will say it is far enough away that you can try to maneuver out of the way, Kelsey. You will need to make the first roll of the game.
Holy shit.
All right.
So, what I will need from you is a piloting check.
Okay.
And for those watching and those at home,
3.
the rules of Alien are a little different. You only roll d6s, and based on your stats, that dictates how many dice you get to roll. So, Kelsey, what are your stats for piloting?
3.
3, and then what is your agility?
5.
I think is what it is
Yep.
under. Yeah. So, 5 and 3, so you have 8
Nice.
total. For this specific situation, because a ship is fast approaching, you were not prepared for it. It is difficult, so I'm giving you a -2 to that. So you have 6 dice.
6 dice.
One of them must be a 6. At least one of them must be a 6 to be successful.
Oh god. No, it's not.
Oh shit.
No.
I can push though.
Yes. So
Which
another
I'm
thing,
gonna
you
do.
get one chance to push which again, for those at home, if you push a roll that is a failure, you take up any of the dice that were not sixes,
Okay.
and you can roll them again.
Okay.
Please increase your stress level by 1.
Yep.
And
Which
add
makes a
that
lot of
stress
sense.
dice.
Yep.
So you
Okay,
so
I have 1
again,
stress
for the viewers at
dice.
home, it means she now has 7 dice. But if on the stress dice specifically, she rolls a 1, she panics.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay, we made it. We made it. We have a 6.
Woo.
We have a 6.
No
we have
panic.
actually 2 6s. We have a 6 on the
Great.
stress die and a 6 on the regular die.
So 2 6s
Yep.
mean you actually get to make a stunt because you rolled extra well, which means for piloting, let me find that again. Where is it? Skills. All right, for piloting. So you either can, 1, just show off. That is an option. That literally you just show off. Or 2, you gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one. So basically, if another piloting check comes up, and the way I interpret these is it's not just like any piloting check for any and ever. If like the ship comes back around, or because you maneuvered away, you're about to hit something else, something like that, you can save that, or you can show off.
I'm gonna show off. So I
Amazing. Didn't even think about
and
it.
I want to like, can I say narratively that happens as I'm getting to the chair? Because I would love to like leap over the chair and like flop into it maybe, and then.
Oh yeah, I would say showing off is any moment within this stunt that you're pulling.
Yeah, so she's gonna hear the signal, and it's almost like an inhuman like attention and focus comes over her. It's like snapped, and she like runs and leaps over the chair, and then buckles in, grabs the wheel. I think at first, since she failed and she had to push it, it like locks up because there's been right, we're still getting off of the autopilot.
Yeah.
So it locks up a bit, and she's like, absolutely fucking not. And then she like wrenches it free and is able to turn it like at the last second. It's like, everybody hold on.
So as she's rushing to the pilot's chair, Emily, you're in the captain's chair. We'll say, Sammy, you usually go to that kind of comm chair.
Yeah.
And then there's like several chairs on the edges to like also strap in. So Dalton and Putnam, you're like, everyone's strapping in, just like
100%.
literally bracing for impact
Jump seat,
as Mother is warning you to do.
I run to the comm check, get my seatbelts over my shoulders, and I shout at the top of my lungs. I'm like, Mac, I take back every fucking thing I said.
You fucking better.
And you all see like as the ship is, I mean, it's a big ship, so it like does the classic like slow, and you see out the viewport the ship like just barely miss and go under you all as you like pull away and almost do like a full 180.
Maybe it's like a turn,
and
like
come
an
around
upside down, like it kind of comes up a little bit.
Yeah, there's like a full
like
barrel roll. And it like rights itself again, and like the like trajectory of it kind of lets you like shift still forward a bit as you've even like spun around, so you see the ship in front of you still, but like it's kind of moving a little bit away, but you're following it briefly, so you're tracking it a little bit. And in the quiet of everyone breathing heavily and oh my god, this just happened, you hear ship come over the intercom, or you hear Mother come over the intercom and say, distress signal detected.
Put that on.
Mother, where's the distress signal coming from?
Right
I
here.
can
Nice.
I can confirm distress signal source is the ship you see in front of you.
Do we see any markings or any lettering or anything like that?
Not from this distance.
Okay.
You can, again, piloting, I won't make you roll for this one, but you can, now that you're not on a collision course, you can kind of match the speed and trajectory of the ship itself. So it's like doing the classic like moving and slowly turning. So you, Kelsey, can pull up alongside the ship to get a better look at it if you so choose.
I'm gonna look at the captain.
I think I think that because I was gonna say this anyway. I think annoyingly to the captain, because well, there's something on my character sheet that tells me I want to annoy the captain, and I go to, and I think that like
What could that be?
I don't think it's like a conscious decision. I think that sometimes Sammy just forgets his place and he gets like excited, and so like I think that he would just kind of like lean forward and say like, Mac, get us closer to that thing.
Captain,
wait.
what would you like for me to do?
Would I know if Mother would be able to like? Would I be able to ask Mother like how many life forms she detects on the ship? Like, is that a thing that she would be able to do?
Not without like somehow being connected to the ship, or if there is a mother on the other ship or something like that. But even from the brief passage of the ship, and as you saw it get closer, it was dark. Like you didn't see any light or anything going on in the ship. So there might still be some sort of power on the ship, but it looks pretty dead right now.
Right. Mac, get a little closer. We do need to get a better look, but slowly.
Fine. slowly. So,
You like
follow
ready to gun it?
instructions.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So with relative ease, you're able to get closer to the ship, and upon getting close, it's confirmed there's no light inside or out on in this ship. Again, it's kind of turning, and you're able to kind of come up um just behind it and see most of it as you turn. You can even turn on the external floodlights to get a better look of it. There's kind of external lights in general, but these are like floodlights, so you really like brighten the ship.
Yep.
And as it's turning, you see the classic Wayland symbol on it,
Well,
so you
shit.
know that this is a Wayland ship. And you also see that this ship is called the US CSS Kronos. That is on the side of the ship.
Okay.
It's cracked in ice all around it just from being presumably at least a significant time in deep space and the cold of space with no power, that you can see ice crystals glinting off of the ship itself. And that's about all you can see. I will say, Adam, probably Emily, you both know the name Kronos. You know, like, even not a lot about it, but you know that this was a like pretty high profile ship that left for a science mission about 70 to 80 years ago
Oh my god.
and
Oh,
went missing and hasn't been heard from since.
The Kronos.
Oh shoot.
Do we know that ship?
Vlasic, you're seeing what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Maybe we won't be. Well.
Do we know this ship?
Yeah.
Yes.
The USCSS Kronos disappeared 70 plus years ago.
What?
There's probably not a crew on there. But
I mean, there's not a crew on there.
Is it? What kind of vessel was it?
A science vessel. So it's significantly larger than your ship. And you know, again, because your is a drop and go kind of ship, this was one that was meant to be lived in. So multiple decks and likely a lot of rooms and like dormitory style, like kitchen, like the full works of medical labs and science labs and everything. Like, you know, this to be a behemoth of a science research vessel.
Yeah, we
He
gotta get on that
unbuckles
ship.
his. Dolly unbuckles the like safety thing and like gets up
Mhm.
close to the bridge there. Okay, maybe we won't be heroes, but he looks towards the captain. This is a lot of money here.
Is a lot. Mason, I'm not usually one to agree with you this quickly, but we do need to get on that ship.
Hell yeah. I'll go check, make sure the suits are good.
Ugh.
Cam, you see a notification on your captain's screen once more that says mission updated, continued investigation, and it gives you 3 objectives. It says recover scientific data, any remaining or existing scientific data and samples from the Kronos. Um, escort the Kronos to the nearest Wayland-Yutani facility and search and rescue for any surviving crew of the Kronos.
Easy. Easy
Seems
money.
like Mother agrees.
You also see a pop-up like attachment. It's almost like Clippy that like just pops up when you're looking at something else. But you see a pop-up attachment, and Mother provides you with the floor maps of the Kronos for each deck.
Oh
Um,
wow.
you guys don't have personal like tablets that you could take this with you, so you'll either need to memorize it or write it down on like some paper and do like the classic map thing, or plan your route before you leave, something like that. But you won't have a way to, you as players will, but you won't have a way to like access it again as characters.
I got it. It's all in
Yeah,
here.
I would probably say, Mac, spend some time with us.
On it.
Cool. Where did I
And
put
then
that? There it
Sam
is.
already went to check the suits. I would say,
Yeah, there's something I
Putnam,
want to
go
do, by the way.
help Sam.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you'll see some pop-ups, but this is just sharing the 4 decks of the Kronos with everybody, so it's in your journals and can be referenced
Whoa.
Damn,
later.
this thing's huge.
Holy shit.
Holy God.
Stream, you can't really see this, but just trust us, it's a lot.
It's
You'll
huge.
eventually see it. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I
So
would,
like I
So many
said, this is a
places for
giant
nothing
ship.
and all to hide. Nothing to hide. Here.
No, it's a.
No way.
There's nowhere to hide. No air duct system. Nothing.
Uh-huh.
So I will say, unless there's a conversation to have, you check all your suits.
Wait, there was something I
they are
wanted to do.
okay. Yeah.
What kind of equipment do we have on this ship as far as like
Yes.
like I don't know, do we have that like fucking cattle prod that they have in the first one, or do we have like, are there any kind of like, I'm not looking for like a rifle or anything, but do we have anything that could be considered like a weapon?
A
maybe?
weapon.
Yeah, so it should be in your guys' journals on Roll20 under the US CSS Montero. Montero gear is listed. And I'll just rattle this off because this would be also something that you guys would want if you are choosing to board this other ship, is you each have a compression suit, very similar to like the ones you've seen in the movies. They're not meant for like crazy weather, but knowing that that ship is probably below freezing, very
Yeah.
cold, not safe to be in for a long
For sure.
time. If it is truly without power, there's not oxygen. You don't know if the ship has a hull breach. You don't see any immediately, but even a small one could just decompress the whole ship. You don't know if the air is even breathable if you can get power. So suits are going to be important to have. You do have a motion tracker. You do have a cutting torch. You have 4 different kind of weapons. So you have a pistol, a harpoon gun, and an incinerator, basically a flamethrower kind of thing. And then you have a bolt gun. Some are improvised weapons, mainly used for like mechanical needs. And if you click on each weapon, it'll show you like either how many damage it needs to use, or on something like the cutting torch, there's a bonus to heavy machinery checks, because that is its main purpose, is to like cut through machinery or repair or damage machinery kind of stuff. And it also will list if something has a power supply, because we will be rolling for any power, because not everything will last forever. And then there's also
So yeah,
the power loader, but you can't really take that with you. That's
I
gotta stay.
I think just very quickly, like the first thing that he does when he goes down is he grabs the cutting torch.
Okay.
And just puts that in his spacesuit.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, that's it. And then
Why?
and then he checks the suits.
Suits are fine. No, nothing with it. And I will ask if you are taking gear to keep track of your own inventories. I'm gonna keep it in a list as it is on Roll20. So just use your character sheet to type out what you have and to track it. And also if it does have a power supply to list what it starts at. They all start at their max, so whatever's listed, it should have to start with. Okay. But you join Sammy, checking the suits. Neither of
Sorry.
you can find anything. They're fine. Do you have any conversation about the goings on as you two are alone?
So we're gonna go on that big
Yeah.
scary ship out there.
Yeah, we are, and I don't know if the captain is gonna let us take anything. So, and I pull out from like the leg of my spacesuit the cutting torch, just in
Okay.
case we run into any trouble. Okay,
Yeah.
I got us covered.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Is this your first time?
I mean, yeah, it's just been pretty standard runs so far.
First time in the suits, I mean.
I mean, I did spacewalks during training.
Yeah,
but
not the real thing.
yeah.
Alright, just listen. You speak my language, so I can tell you this. Just trust the tools, trust the suit. They were made
Yeah.
by people a lot smarter than you and me, maybe. So just trust them. They're gonna do their job.
Okay. Yeah. Let me help out. What do we got? Oxygen. What other?
We're good on oxygen. The seals seem good.
Okay.
Maybe if you could just have my back, and I think that we should take at least one of these weapons onto the ship. We have no idea what we're about to run into, and
I've never.
I want the flamethrower. So.
I've never shot a gun.
I mean, me neither. But I don't know. It's just this is a ship, a science ship out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Like, what if, they have like fucking androids on there that have gone crazy or something like that? I don't know. Like, just like we have no idea.
That's even a thing. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, Weyland-Yutani's always making fucking androids.
That is true.
This is true.
And I've heard that those things can fucking malfunction.
Also true. And known.
So, like, I just think we have no idea why this ship went missing. It can't be a good reason, so we should be safe. And if you could just maybe have my back on that, that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're in this together, and
Together, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, good. We got this, bud.
Well, that's happening. Cam, Mac, Dalty, Dolly.
I would, as Mac is like
Dalty.
studying, Dalty, I would, as Mac is studying the maps, kind of like pull Dalton aside, like right in like the hall, the corridor, like right outside.
What is it,
just
Captain?
say, you know nothing about this.
What I know about this ship is that it was a science vessel that disappeared a while ago, and I've heard about these kinds of things, and I've heard about people like coming home with. Whenever these things are found, it is Weyland-Yutani. It is a windfall. It is something that just stands out so strongly. And sorry, I'm kind of caught up in. Look, I don't want to be just some handler or someone representing a small ship like this. I want something bigger, and I think this is my ticket to that. And I think this is your ticket to a better ship, to more than just running things from one planet to another. You could be like, I'm just excited. I'm excited. I have a lot of ideas of how this could go big for
Yeah,
us.
Vlasic, we all want something bigger. We all want to do more than these ship supply runs. What I'm asking is not if you know anything about this ship, if you know anything about why we would have been rerouted in an entirely different direction to answer a distress call for a ship that has been missing for over 50 years.
he sort of like fully relaxes, like shoulders down. It must have been in Mother before we left.
So you think corporate sent us on a fool's errand knowing that this would be what happened?
I can't pretend to know what corporate wants to have happen. But sometimes if they don't want word getting out, if they discover something this big and they don't want it to be scrapped by any, pirate, any scrapper coming in, they might play it close to the chest. I mean, I've been talking up how effective our crew is. I've been asking for more opportunities to show what we have. Maybe they listened.
Classic, you and I have not always seen eye to eye, but I need a yes or a no answer from you on this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know more than I do about this?
What do you know?
I need a yes or a no.
Yes?
Hey guys, the maps look good.
Mac, we need a minute. What do you know?
It's gonna be good.
I know
Classic,
that this is a
corporate
test.
can do whatever it wants, but I'm
Yeah.
the captain of this fucking ship.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna survive, you need to tell me what you know.
I'm telling you that this is a test for us. That's what I know. This is all the hallmarks. This is exactly what corporate does. Wayland Yutani does not mess around with seeing if a crew is capable by putting them on a little supply run to a little planet. This is how a group grows and gets better. This is an opportunity right here. And if you can't see that, then
What I can see is that I've given 20 years of my life thinking I was being tested by this company. I hope that you're right. Don't withhold information from your captain. And I'm going to walk away and see what Mac needs.
Okay.
stay in the doorway.
Cam, I would also say that obviously the course of action will be yours to decide, but it is also on the captain to distribute equipment. And so should you know what is on the Montero, you're giving that briefing that's on all of the information you're giving at the start of a mission. So should you want to also go and grab anything from the equipment lockers, buy the suits, you are usually the one to distribute that kind of stuff. Sammy and Putt, do you guys wait by the suits until everybody kind of comes to put them on? Do you go back to the bridge after you check everything? What are you guys doing?
I think I wait for a little bit, but then if it goes for a while, I think I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on? Are we at what's happening?" So after 10 minutes, if they're not down there, I would probably head back up.
Okay. Just for fun, we'll say that you arrive kind of at the end of this heated discussion between the captain and Dalton, before the captain goes off towards Mac. So Dalton, you see Putt and Sammy coming back in as you're standing kind of more towards the doorway of the bridge. And Mac, you were kind of getting everything ready. Basically, you know as a pilot, there's two options. You can either connect your umbilical cord.
Umbilical
Didn't need to say cord.
So
Just the
funny.
umbilical is what it's called. The umbilical to the other ship. It just means you have to kind of match that turn, which again isn't a roll, isn't difficult for a pilot. It's how you dock with anything. And upon doing that, then you would need to then you should be able to enter the ship presuming that the airlock on the other ship is still functional, or you spacewalk. And so you still want to match the trajectory and everything, but you all go out in your suits and just use that to propel yourselves to the airlock and enter that way. Those are your two options for that. And I will say during this discussion time, Mac, you'll match the Chronos and just be ready to do either, depending on
Yep.
what the captain says. But you are currently like locked in, and you can, for something like this, you can also basically autopilot of like, Mother, keep this going.
Yep.
Because she can, like, she's the one that told you the trajectory and all the scans and stuff,
You can
can
match
sense
scan.
that. So if
Yeah.
there is a change, she can kind of adjust. That is something within her capabilities.
Great. What do you think, Cap?
I think we need to do what's safest and what is most comfortable to everybody. How does everybody feel about walking?
I say give me a chance to open up that airlock.
If you think you can do it,
I think I can.
get
Can
to
I
it.
still walk? Just for fun.
I think we should stay together.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Get to
you
the airlock.
all grab your suits and head to the airlock, knowing that if it is successful or if it's not successful, suits are probably going to be a good idea to just have on and ready just in case.
As we're walking to the suit,
Cam,
can I pull Cam aside and be like, can I please have the flamethrower? Can I just have that when we go in?
Sure.
Lol.
Just in
Yes.
case.
Sure. Just stay near me with it.
Yes. Got it.
Is it possible for Dalton to hang back and grab the service pistol
Yeah.
as people are heading over and gearing up?
Yeah,
And
I
not
would say
like
so.
in a hiding way, putting it like all like on his like belt,
Really
but like
described it like it was hiding.
Like, I mean,
not asking for
sure.
permission, but not hiding.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Mhm.
A confident, I'm taking this shit.
Mhm.
I like it.
We definitely have the motion detector.
And
Okay.
Kat, we should take some of these weapons. And I nudge Puck.
Got it. Incinerator unit. Already done.
No, I think
Tiny
you're
skinny
right.
Max, like,
Yes.
I think you're right. Everybody grab one.
Okay, so the incinerator unit is taken, the service pistol is taken, the cutting torch is taken, and now we have the motion tracker taken. So there's still a bolt gun, and a harpoon gun as well.
Putt.
I have a 0 in ranged combat, so I am not taking a ranged weapon.
I don't want you
Got
to
any
get hurt,
sticks
Putt.
with nails in it?
I would say you can likely find an improvised weapon of like a blunt object of a like hefty wrench or like something like that if you wanted to literally just take a tool like that to have at the ready, or like a spare lead pipe.
I think, yeah, I mean, like mechanically and also in lore, like having like a toolbox with me anyway probably makes sense. And like
Sure.
being, even if I'm just helping tote stuff like that for the use of it. And then
And hell, even your
yeah.
knitting needles will act
Oh,
as a
yeah.
weapon if needed. So,
Sure.
I'll-
Holding,
I'll take the bolt gun as well.
okay.
Am I able to take the motion detector and the harpoon gun?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's like the motion detector is more like a little tablet.
Yeah.
It is pretty retro, looking as everything is in this world. But it is I
we've all played Alien
believe-
Isolation. We know what it looks like.
But it is a long range one, so will be helpful, especially in a search and rescue kind of situation. So,
Great.
All right, Cap, I got this. I'm gonna get us on there safely.
We're counting on you.
All right. You are able to connect with ease. You know that you have a secure connection. Um, and you also know that there is some level of uh compress compression given. So like it seems like it, how do I word this? Space terms. The airlock
Space
is
terms.
compressed to a point of if you open the interior door, you are confirmed that you can exit safely and then presumably see the door to the ship to see the state that it is in to then see if the airlock itself is okay on the Kronos. Do you guys just forge ahead?
Yeah, I think I want to try to just like make it to the airlock on the other side and just see if I can either, well, first of all, just like try it, and then if that doesn't work,
Mhm.
just see if I can technician it in any way, like hitting like hitting a like
Sure.
opening up a panel and doing something like that. And then if not, last but not least, I do have the fucking cutting torch, and I'm not afraid to just like cut open the airlock.
Yeah,
Are we connected
definitely.
right now? Sorry, are we connected?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
You're connected
confirming that.
and
We're in
a successful
the tunnel and
yeah, so you're
It's a
basically
seal.
you're all walking together
got it.
down through the airlock, and then you basically have your airlock door that opens, and in front of you you see the they don't have as like a long umbilical because you're coming in basically from the top of this ship, and basically like a hatch kind of airlock at the top of it. Um, and so the door that kind of enters to what you can presume to be just like an empty room with a ladder leading down, um, you see a mangled door in front of you. There, it looks to be as if something very large came crashing into it and just like concaved it out a little bit towards where you are. So something from the inside, like as if a giant punched it and it kind of crumpled out. So there is no seal on this door. You try to just like, there's no power either. So you try to just like muscle it open and it doesn't just open. You know that even on these ships, like if the ship doesn't have power, you should be able to kind of slide the doors open. This door doesn't budge. It's so like crumpled towards you that you would need something like a cutting torch to open. And you also know that that means like this airlock on the Kronos is not going to be functional. As so like without your ship making an airlock,
Mm-hmm.
the only other door onto the ship is the interior door. So like if your ship was to leave, anyone inside could like not get out, basically. Like it's not a functional airlock anymore as soon as the ship is gone.
Well,
Which is fine, right? As long as we bring them in, like assuming there are people, which we don't think there are.
yeah, basically it just means whatever
We
we
just
need
bring
from
them
this,
onto our
whatever
ship.
we need from this ship, we make sure it's on our ship before we leave.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, and if you can, you know, you can easily figure out some sort of towing. It means your journey home will likely be longer, a little bit more tedious if you do tow the Kronos because that is one of your objectives.
Yep.
But you can at least know that, like, you can safely get back to the Montero, and since it seems at least like some parts of this ship of the Kronos are still compressed because you were able to make a seal. So like the interior door is likely intact, maybe more beyond it to
I was
know
about
that
to say
it's not
this.
just like
I could be
a
wrong.
broken apart
Yeah,
ship.
I could be wrong, but there's got to be at least some point where like a seal could be made within the Chronos, like logically.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah, it likely means losing some like hallway or something
Yeah,
if
it's
like
like, yeah,
that
yeah.
becomes your exterior door, but you can plan for it and seal other doors
Yeah.
in the meantime and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, I think I just
Um,
get out the cutting torch and I just say,
Yeah.
"Permission, Cap."
Granted.
This will be a heavy machinery roll, as you are cutting apart something that isn't like you're just like kind of cutting it open.
Yeah.
So if that's a high roll for you, great. You can also pass the torch to someone,
I can help
literally
if
passing
you,
the
if
torch,
you need it.
or
It would be 5
Yeah.
total for me, and the cutting torch would make it 6 or 7.
Yeah, you're higher than I am. Or well, I've got, because is it ruled by strength too? It's like, are we adding strength
It's
to that?
strength plus
or-
heavy machinery. Yeah.
Okay,
strength plus
I've got
heavy.
8 total
Okay.
without the cutting torch
Hey.
bonus.
Yeah, I think I say I hand it over to you and I say, just trust the machine, and I hand it to you.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you have your 10 or your 8 dice just from your character skills. You get a
Yep.
+2 using the torch. And I will say, since likely, we can say that you, Sammy, since you're there, you're like helping.
Yeah.
And in this game, helping just means you add another die.
Oh, cool.
So
11.
if like it is a full group activity, all of you could add a +1 die to whoever's rolling, but it is only one person that rolls. In this situation, since it's a smaller
Yeah.
task, I'm not gonna say all of you can help, but Sammy definitely can. So yeah, Sophie Putt has 11 dice
Damn.
to roll, and hopefully, fingers
High
crossed,
chance.
one is a
high
6.
chance.
There's no like reduction of that from a difficulty or anything like that. Just giving
Nope.
you an opportunity to. Cool.
It's a pretty standard task, just outside of your normal skill set, and so with the bonuses of the cutting torch, that's the bonus in itself.
I got 2 6s.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So you get to also show off and do a stunt. So with that, heavy machinery stunt, there's a lot more options. There is the same option of you just show off and you do
Yeah.
this super cool, super good, however you want to narratively say that. You can do this super quietly. You can, that one's not as prevalent to this, but in the future, if you do a heavy machinery roll to break something, you can break it permanently. You do it quickly, half the time. You don't need to overcome this same challenge in the future. So if other doors amongst the ship are stuck or locked or need to get through, you basically automatically succeed in this because you're so skilled at it. Or you get a +1 for a similar heavy machinery roll in kind of the same entering of the ship something within the next like short amount of time.
I think like in terms of like practical usage, it would be like taking that like forward. Like if there's like another doorway we got to get through, or yeah.
Great. Love that. Cool. So yeah, keep that in mind just in case I forget and make you roll for it. You feel like you can use this cutting short torch to open any door in your path, and all of you are super impressed. And I will let you narratively say if you do show off maybe a little bit, or you're just very apt and skilled with it.
I think it's like I like by the book, like super safe, like fresh out of trade school, like
Love it.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So this door is basically cut open enough that you can kind of like wedge it open for everyone to fit through this door. And we'll go ahead
Oh shit.
and move our map to the Chronos.
Oh lord.
Shit.
Oh my lord.
So it is a big ol' ship. So you are all on deck A currently, and I'm gonna drag out at least one of your tokens. For junction, you're very tiny, but you're there. So let's go ahead and get you all over here. And with your tokens, as we're continuing, it's literally, I will mainly only use them to keep track of who's where. Should there be any like,
screen. Is that
Yeah, I do too.
Same.
what?
Fog of Ward or something?
Word.
There isn't
Burger Word.
dynamic
Burger word.
lighting.
It's
Is
just
there
black.
a reveal?
It's gonna be a jump scare. There's gonna be a scary monster.
Alien
All just
face.
a big ploy.
Yeah, do you have fog of war on?
Yeah, I don't, because I just tried to reveal and it says I don't have it on.
What the hell?
What the damn hell?
What the damn hell?
Let me refresh. See if that helps.
The music is so good.
Dynamic lighting's not on.
Maybe off the map and try to go off the map and back onto the map with it.
Yeah. Okay, so you all see the Montero again,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then
Black screen.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Not
what
in.
the heck? What the damn
But now
hell?
it's got a white background, like on the
Did
black
you
background.
did you
white
check
background.
if Fog of War was on like in the settings of the page?
Yeah, I did that. Dominant color, don't care about that. Grid. Fog of War is off. No dynamic lighting.
There, I see it now.
Oh, yeah, we're in.
I literally changed nothing, but I just hit save on the settings, and it was like, great,
Just needed a little
Um,
Okay,
reset.
cool.
a
Looks
little
great.
reset. So,
Looks great.
as I said, you guys are on deck A, currently in Junction. I think that is A-1. I put all your little tokens out there. We'll use your tokens just to track where you guys are, so we don't forget or lose where everybody is. So you know, because Mother gave you the map, you know all that is on this floor. You know that there is a Mother mainframe, likely locked even without power. You know this is where any cryo are, um, and then a stairwell to go, basically take a ladder down to the rest of the ship.
I would make sure I'm leading the way with the motion detector pointed in front of us.
Okay. Um, with the motion detector. So right now, I believe you don't have any stress level. I think our lovely pilot's the only one that does.
Keeping it
Could I
cool.
take? Could I have taken? Oh, well, could I take maybe now? Like it's gotta be 10 minutes, right, to lower that back down. So
Yeah, yeah, it's 5 to 10 minutes of like rest, not doing anything. So if you want
Okay.
to like
Could
spend
it
5 to
have been
10
when
minutes to
when
talk
she was
about next stop,
studying the
yeah, I just feel bad. I feel
map?
like I should have called it out earlier if I was doing it then. So I will roll with it. We'll find time.
and I will say studying the map and preparing for something like that isn't restful, especially
Right.
given the
That's like very
situation.
focused.
I would say it literally has to be like you like taking a break, having a snack, deep breathing, like truly calming your stress rather than not doing anything like active.
No, we're
you know?
riding high. I think she actually likes it. I think she's feeling good. A little
Great.
bit of stress never hurt anyone. I think she feels
Um,
like on edge and like ready, so she's gonna hold on to it.
Sorry, I'm checking something. Where did it go? So when you use the motion tracker, there is a limited power supply.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a bit odd in the system where supply rolls of anything consumable is based on your stress level. So like if you're not stressed, you don't really have to make a supply roll.
Okay.
But for things like once you become stressed, for things like your suit and your air supply, you guys will have to make a supply roll every 5 to 10 minutes. And for something like the motion detector, it says every use, but I don't think that's like a you turn it off and on kind of thing. I think a use can be also for like a 5 to 10 minute chunk of time that you're using it. And in this system, a turn is how you kind of explore places, and you kind of automatically are in like a stealth mode as you're like carefully exploring something, unless you specifically are like stomping around. And it basically means like roughly 5 to 10 minutes you take for each room of like searching, exploring task that you're doing before the next one. So for your air supply, each turn you'll have to roll once you get stressed. So Kelsey will have to make you roll soon. But then until everybody else has a level, you're fine. And I think it's again mechanically because you're like calm, you're easy breathing. Once your stress is a little higher, you're breathing a little heavier, you're more excitable, things like that. So as of now, we don't have to worry about the supply rolls. And I will say for your motion tracker, as you click it on when you just start here, you get a ping of motion somewhere almost like directly below you. Like it says a distance, but it's not on this level. Like the distance is basically below, and a little like as the map goes south of you. And it's short, quick motion before it kind of like eventually moves out of range for your long range thing. So you do detect motion on deck C.
Everybody
And I
stay
think
alert. There is something here.
I
What do you
think I
mean?
have a cute little token that says motion. Oh, I do. Okay,
There's
continue
motion,
talking.
it
Sorry.
seems like below us. It went away. It's hard to tell.
What the fuck is going on in this ship?
That's gotta be wrong.
But we need to check here to see if there's anybody in cryo and to see if there's anything else on this deck before we head down.
Mhm.
Captain, I mean, I don't want to argue, but we should go to Mother first. She's, if the layout of this ship is what I think it is, she's right here nearby. We gotta see if we can power her on.
Yes, we should make our way through this level, including that. So I think I would actually go straight, to Mother.
Straight to Mother? Okay.
Yeah.
You go straight to Mother, and let me actually adjust our sounds a little bit. Because right now, around you is like eerily silent. Like you're in space without power. Like you kind of get that muffled, echoey
Ugh.
effect of like footsteps and stuff like on the outside, as you know, those classic space movies have.
Mhm.
But like besides your comm system, outside is dark, very cold. Your suits detect like negative temperatures around you, and no air supply currently, no oxygen in the air. And you basically, again, from like the Alien movie, you have basically like a flashlight kind of at the top of your suits lighting your way, but that doesn't give you a lot of light. So it is dark, cold, and pretty spooky as you're exploring this currently powerless ship.
Mm.
Love it.
You go up to Mother. This is a double door system, so it basically has two levels of protection to get to Mother, and both will be locked. So you can either try to cut through them with putt and break the doors so they won't be locked and should be just like permanently open to get to the mainframe, or you can see if there's another way to get the power on and know that there's usually an emergency card for Mother somewhere on the bridge that you could find to gain access.
Okay, well, I mean, if we know that,
Yeah, I think we should, I would say, I think the less we can break, the better. Let's see if we can
Yep.
get into this door without breaking it.
okay, yeah. So we need to get
And-
we need to get down one deck.
Should we check cryo just to?
Yes. We're already
I think we
doing
should.
that as well. Are you
So
okay,
we're not
Sammy?
getting.
What?
Are you okay?
I mean, this is a little fucking spooky, right?
Yeah, I know. You're just like anti everything today.
No, I said yeah. I said yeah. I said I
I
agree.
fucking said yes.
Shit.
I said we should go to Mother. The captain said, well, maybe we should do this, and I said yeah.
I'm backing off. I'm backing off.
I said yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. And I will say each of these doors have kind of the classic like long and thin little windows. So because there's two double doors, you can't really see into the Mother room very much, but even like looking kind of across, you get a glare with your light, so it's extra hard to see. But like even blocking your light, you see no light going on within Mother. And so like that either means like Mother itself is down and there's no way to get power, or she's just powered down and maybe there's a way to like get power back.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to cryo, or are you going to the bridge?
We're going to cryo first, I think.
Okay. As you guys walk down the hallways, you again can get to each kind of these doors. None of them are locked, so you can kind of like muscle them open, and walk through without much difficulty. One thing you do notice as you're kind of walking down the ship and looking around, you get kind of like it kind of catches your eye just because it seems out of place to everything. But there are these in a couple spots on the ceiling in a corner, these dark or these white, like almost egg looking things, like only the size of like a bird egg, so pretty small. But as you kind of like adjust your light and look at them a little bit more, it's a weird mix of a bird's egg and also a fungus. Of like it's egg shaped, it very much looks like an egg, but there might be some like pores in them as well and some odd texture that feels very fungal to you. And there's a couple patches of like 3 or 4 of them, maybe a dozen in one patch. You walk a little farther, you see another dozen, all caked in ice still and like frozen because of the temperature.
Don't touch it.
I touch it.
Don't touch it.
No, seriously, don't. We don't know what that is.
Why not?
You
Why,
touch it?
I just. Okay, sorry. No, I guess not.
I mean, if you're gonna touch it, poke it with the.
Don't poke it.
touch anything.
I don't know what the fuck this thing is. What the fuck is that?
It looks.
I will say none of you have seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of like mold or fungus got hold of the ship.
This is a science vessel. They were investigating some science thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it got loose.
It's probably for the.
Let's look for survivors and let's get the hell out of here. Do what we have to do. Don't touch anything you don't have to touch.
As you guys get to the end of the hallway.
I want to touch it too.
JMO.
Can I try to touch it when no one's looking?
I would say again, narratively, if someone like Cam would keep an eye on someone to make sure everybody leaves these things alone, no. But if character wise, no one would watch Sammy like a hawk and make sure he never touches them, yes.
I think,
And I'll
I
leave it-
mean, Cam would assume that everybody's going to follow her orders
Okay,
and that she doesn't need to watch them.
all right. If no one
Dolly's
would
gonna-
intentionally,
Dolly's gonna hang back. Dolly's gonna make
What
sure
the-
that
Dolly's
there's no,
concerned.
Okay, Dolly's making sure no one's touching it.
Yeah, no one's touching any of the things.
I just
Alright,
kind of
so
like
Dolly
look at
hangs
it.
back and-
Yeah, I just kind of like look at it, and like the other crew is like starting to walk away,
Mm-hmm.
and I look over at Dolly. All right, sure.
Do you think what do you think? Like,
We
What do you
obviously
think out of it?
need to get a sample of whatever the fuck this is. Clearly.
or we bring the whole ship to Wayland United, and then
You know
they
what?
do all the sampling.
You know what? I didn't even fucking use my brain in that way. That's brilliant. I don't want to touch this shit. See, you're good at your job. I'm good at mine. I like to. I try to figure out how things work. You
Right,
know,
right,
and that
right.
requires a lot of touching.
Right.
Okay.
The way you interact with Mother, there's a lot of touching.
a lot of
there's
touching.
yeah.
I get in there. I get
Calm
my
down back
tools.
there,
You know.
boys. What the hell?
Hey, don't be jealous. We've got the quips down.
As you guys reach
perfectly.
the end of the hallway, this is where normally everyone would need an air supply roll. But since we only have one stress person, Kelsey, I just need you to make a
What up?
stress roll with your stress dice.
Okay.
And basically you just can't roll a 1. If you don't roll a 1, power level stays the same. If you roll a 1, power level reduces by 1.
Okay. And it's just one. So I have one stress.
Correct.
That's a 4. We're good.
Great. You're good. You're able to keep your
Hey.
breathing relatively chill. Maybe what you took on the ship is helping you a little bit. You're stressed, but
Absolutely. I'm feeling
powering
great.
through. As you all get to the long horizontal hallway before the final door that leads you into cryo, you see 2 things. One, you see a body that is
Oh.
currently slumped against the door.
Fuck.
Oh,
It currently does not have a head.
Whoa.
As you get closer and look at this body in more detail, you see a shotgun across the lap of this person. You see they look to be in some sort of uniform of like either security or military or something like that. They have, like I said, a shotgun across their lap. You see gore splashed against the wall behind them. You can easily tell this person took their own life. And
oh.
even without getting closer, you can tell there's something odd about this person. Their arms seem a little too long, and like the like elbows are ripping a little bit, like
Oh,
their shirt was starting to rip a little bit as these two long arms were trying to fit in a too small shirt. And their legs were like well past the bottom of their trousers, and shoes looked bulging a little bit as if their feet were growing. And their hands look long and spindly. And this is a body and it's frozen, but there's a level of decay to it. And the last thing you see is just the little name tag of this poor person that took his own life as E. Younglove. That's where we're gonna take a break.
Oh no! Oh my god. Okay.
Eric, why are
How
you
many
doing
times do we
this?
keep killing Eric?
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right, we're gonna take a little break.
Yeah, little bio break. Get up, stretch, shake out the jitters, the spookies, and we'll be right back.
Be right back.
R.I.P. Eric. Love you. Welcome back. Where we left off was seeing our beloved Eric in his dead form, headless dead form, with weirdly elongated and spindly limbs, it seems. And down this hallway, from the map, there are two elevators. Without power, likely won't be functioning as of now, but you can see at least one is like doors are open and you don't see the elevator. So very clearly, like, something happened to that elevator. It's the one to the west. The other one, the door is closed, but you, without further investigation, wouldn't know if that would be functioning without power.
What the fuck happened on this fucking ship? I do have a little bit of training in medical aid. Is this guy okay? No. Can I
Can I try?
Anybody have a diamond?
I mean, I don't know if I even need to roll for this, but like, have I ever seen or heard anything like this? Like, is this any kind of like space vacuum physics, or does this look completely like, what the fuck is this? This is insane.
This doesn't look like anything that would naturally occur with something like traveling at faster than light speeds for too long, or getting sucked into or decompressing. Like, that is a full explosive more
For
kind
sure.
of death than somehow elongating arms. This, I would say, if you have a little bit of experience, you know that this is it is humanoid and likely a human, but something changed this human into and elongated its arms. It doesn't look like they were pulled. It's
I have enough
the
to know that there was a
arms.
transformation happening of some sort.
Yes, exactly.
I relay that by saying, listen, I think it's pretty fucking obvious, but this guy was fucking turning into something, whatever that means. Something was altering his DNA. That's why you see the elbows, the feet. Something was altering his physiology. This is something I've never seen before. Don't touch that fucking fungus.
So we need to check for survivors as quickly as possible and get the fuck off this ship.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
survivors.
check my. I'm
Look,
gonna
it
check
was
my
part-
compression suit stuff. Just
Cap,
make sure my
I'm
air filters are working fine.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if there's gonna be any.
Yeah,
I
what
don't think there
if
are
we
either,
just
but
what
part
if
of
you
it-
just skip to the second part of that?
The leaving part?
Yeah.
We.
To be honest,
got-
I don't see why we couldn't just tow this entire ship there. They
Because
did
we
say
have
check for
no
survivors.
idea what's on this fucking ship.
Yeah, it like. There
Part of
was
our
something
orders
very
were to bring the ship. The other part was to check for survivors, and so while I don't think there are any, I do think we need to check.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's what, yeah, totally agree.
Did we already go to the cryo room?
We're
Was
on
that-
our way.
No.
We're,
Okay,
we're
okay,
getting
okay.
in right
The
now.
body was
body's
kind of right
outside.
outside this, if you can
We've
see
taken
where
like
I
10
pinged.
fucking steps.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. I was like, I
So,
can, yeah.
This door is like kind of where you stopped. Like the body was like just to the side of that door, and that door would then lead to the hallway with the three separate cryo chambers.
Are
Guys,
we
proceed.
going in? Yeah.
I get out my bolt
Yeah.
gun. I just get it out.
Let's move.
Okay. You have bolt gun at the ready. As you guys approach the door to get into this cryo area. Yep.
Did anybody take the shotgun?
No.
No one said they would.
Would take the shotgun.
Okay.
Because now I'm spooked.
You know how to use that thing?
Then
Do you
Point
want
it
to touch
at-
the body?
Looting a dead body, but
Pointing at the thing that you want it deleted.
And pull that little.
delete it.
Maybe you
delete,
just
delete.
maybe Sophie, you don't have. I'm making a decision for your character, but maybe there's that comedic moment of like me grabbing the barrel of the gun, like, okay, don't point that at me.
Yeah.
Put that down there. Just keep it pointed at the ground until you want it to not.
Whoa.
Yeah, until you want to delete something.
So that's the shotgun you found. It's
God.
again similar to equipment list. Anything that you find on the Chronos will kind of go into one spot, and Sophie, you can mark that you have this. Currently, you have. I think it says it here. It doesn't. But the gun holds 8 shells, and you basically have a full magazine in this gun right now, minus the one that took this person's life. But you know that it's full minus one, and we'll say that like even getting close enough to kind of like take this off this person, you find another magazine as well for so you basically get one full reload with the shotgun. As you guys approach the door that would lead to the cryo chambers, you notice that there are large claw marks all over this door, as if something was trying to get inside.
What the fuck happened here, Captain?
Is my motion thing like consistently active, or is it like a one pulse thing?
I would say, I mean, you can kind of, again, it's weird because you're not stressed yet, but like keeping it just like up and open, I would say at the beginning is probably fine. So if you've been keeping it open for this whole time, you're getting the same ping, and it's moving around on deck C, kind of again south of you right now. But at one point you do get a second ping. You get a ping that looks. Let me pull up a little boop boop token.
Boop boop.
Token.
That looks like it's coming from deck B, around the mess hall area.
Closer to us then?
Yes, but this is a second ping. So there's 2 separate pings. You see one that's like more directly below, and then one in a different area on a different deck.
Okay.
Great. There's more movement below us. We need to check out these.
Movement.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to finish up at this floor quickly.
Fuck, keep your head on a fucking swivel.
We're gonna open the cryo door if we can.
Yeah.
The cryo door seems to be locked from the inside, but I will say, Sophie, with your stunt you pulled earlier, you are able, Putt is able to open this door and unlock it, and kind of keep a still functioning door, but just like, we'll say cut the locks, basically, and open the door if that is what you choose to do.
We're sure we want this one open.
Someone was trying to get in and not get out.
Yeah, if there are survivors, then this would be the place.
All right. Have it open in a jiff.
Do we know that their suits were in here? Like, because I'm thinking if there are survivors and they're in cryo and somehow the cryo chamber is still working and we get them out into space, that's not going to fly. So are there,
No,
like,
but
can we
we
prepare to give them oxygen? Like, should we wait until we see if we can get the oxygen open?
well, we don't wake them up, but we should be able to see if they're still alive.
Yeah,
let's
once
see
we
if
get
they're
in
gonna
there.
hear it first.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay.
All right. with pretty easily, you're able to get that door open and unlocked, and you all walk through this hallway. And again, you don't get a lot of detail about from the ship itself because you just have your kind of minimal flashlights. The eggs that you saw were kind of seemingly more in that long hallway. You don't see any in the hallway with the elevators, and as you step into this kind of central area, you don't see any around you right now. Um, and of the three cryo bays you see, the one and two are the doors are currently open, and even with a quick glance with the dim light, you see bodies littering the floor. Varying states of decay, covered in ice. At least some of the crew dead in
Does it
these
look like
rooms.
they just starved in here when we're holding out in here, or are these people like mutilated like the other one?
Do you enter to see?
Yeah.
Which one do you go to first, one or two?
Oh, the one with the more bodies.
The one with more bodies.
We'll say that's one.
Okay.
So in this room, you see about 7 bodies.
Fuck.
They are in varying states. Some look like they were attacked by something. Some look like they seemingly are normal and just died, whether of starvation, whether of a disease that didn't appear on them, you're not sure. Um, they all have this weird almost pause in decaying because once they became cold enough, they were pretty preserved. So they like decayed a little bit and then became kind of in that stasis. And it's a very eerie feeling to see, almost like what you would expect like zombies to look like, of like intact but like the brown dark skin of decay that just hasn't fully decayed to skeletons yet. And I would say in the second room, you see less bodies. There's only about 3 in here, um, but more of the same. One looks like it was attacked, and the other 2 look like they died of an unknown cause.
Do I see any potential transformations from anybody?
Not in this room, no. Not in either room.
Fuck. Something attacked these people. This isn't.
We need to get
I mean, these claw marks. Something killed these people.
Are the
I would
bodies
like to
laying
get the hell out
down?
of here before we figure out what did.
There's the
The
third.
bodies are laying down. They're not in the like cryo beds themselves. They're on the floor.
That was gonna be a question. Cool.
One cryo bay that wasn't open though.
So they held out in here.
Can we see
Guess
through
we're
the
about to find
window
out.
anything before we open the door?
This door is locked, so you can't immediately open it. But upon looking into the window, you see, there's 7 beds in each of these chambers. You see in this specific, 5 of them seem to have a closed lid. It is dark as of now because there is no power, so you do not know what might be in these closed ones. But there is a chance that there is something in these that may have preserved. And I would say none of you really know for sure what would happen if like power was lost for this long. There are safety measures, and like the cryo chambers themselves are like sealed, and it's like making the environment around you that basically slows down your aging and everything. So like as long as that wasn't broken, it is possible that whatever is inside those could still be alive, but forcing them open, taking someone out of cryo very quickly, even if you had air and heat around you, isn't a good idea. They'll be very sick, and that could be fatal to them. So unless you get power back, it could be a big question mark.
I say we leave this one closed, guys.
Would
Do
it be
we-
safe to say that once Mother, if we could theoretically get Mother back up and running, she would be able to kind of tell us the status of anybody who's in one of the cryo beds?
If you can get a console up and running, yes.
Yeah.
So I would say one of the consoles on the bridge, there's likely like a medical overlay that says anything in the med lab, the cryo chamber status, and things like that. So yes, it is feasible.
Do we?
And
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Do we know the layout of this ship?
Yes.
Yeah, because I studied the map.
We got,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, I think we gotta. We have 2 pings on that motion detector. Both of them are behind us. Yes, I know that they're different decks, but they're behind us. If we push through here, we see the examination room, and then there's junction A2. We can use that junction to get down to deck B.
If we get into the room, will that open the that won't open the bays. We could get in the room and leave the bays closed.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it's just like
We haven't seen any pings around there.
if you open it up though, all of these people are susceptible to whatever is out there that didn't get in the first time.
So
That first room we came in was a junction as well. Goes down.
Yeah, and there was something directly below it.
We just know that the movement we found is from, I mean, below us, but in that direction. Yeah.
I mean,
I
what's
say
more
we-
important, the survivors or?
I would say as you're talking about what to do next, you look at the motion thing, and the pings are no longer pinging, which either means they're out of range or they've stopped their movement.
We don't see anything now, so it seems like we should maybe move while we can.
It's just.
I say we forge ahead here and see what we can find.
What are we looking for?
We are
Good
looking
question.
to recover any information that they might have found. We are looking to check for survivors, and then we are to bring the ship back.
I mean, if anybody was alive, they'd be in cryo. There's nobody here.
Look, I want to turn back and go back to our ship as much as you do, but if we do not follow 2/3 of the orders we were given, I could nearly guarantee none of us will see a paycheck.
Which is, you all know, because you are contracted by a company, and Wayland Yutani is a big corporation, there are a lot of clauses in their thing that say if you do not do what Mother or a mission directive tells you to do, you forfeit all your shares of everything. Even if you might complete the mission later, if you go against their direct orders, sorry, they won't pay you.
Also, listen, I have a fucking family where in Anchor Point, okay? And in other places. And I don't know if there's. I'm just saying, I don't.
What?
Whatever.
My
I
thought
don't want
is
to bring a
this.
ship with a fucking creature to Anchor Point so I can kill everybody there. Laugh at me if you want. My bad.
All we need
No.
to do is get this ship moving. Right? We don't need to wake anyone up. We don't need
Right.
to warm anything up even. If we could keep everything as cold as and as undisturbed as possible, we just point it in the direction we need it.
That's smart.
So we send the ship with a big monster on it towards other people. That's what we do?
No, we have to follow the instructions and do our goddamn job. So let's go through.
We need to access Mother to do that, and needs to
We
be our
gotta
first
turn on the
priority.
power.
I will make a slight clarification. Where you need to take the ship isn't actually Anchor Point, because Anchor Point is meant to be a neutral zone. So, like, it is not technically owned by anyone.
Oh.
You know that the closest Wayland is actually even farther away. It's so it's continuing kind of in that westward area, but it's called Acheron, and that is the star system that you need to go to. Specifically, there's a research station of Wayland Yutani that you can deliver the ship to, and then likely a close enough location to refuel to get back to Anchor Point Station, or they would send a fueling truck or ship. One thing I also forgot to note, because we took a break and I was excited about Eric being dead. Sorry, Eric.
Oh damn.
Upon seeing that headless humanoid, all of your stress levels go up by 1.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
no!
Mm,
Oh no.
Do they go up even?
I would say by
even
now-
more with the other people too.
Hmm?
Do they go up more with the other people in the cryo too?
Just the knowing that there's dead people
Okay, just-
here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first dead person that you saw, and it was also a somehow mutated or transformed dead person.
Yeah, yeah.
So seeing more dead bodies is stressful, but it doesn't necessarily bring your stress up. But as another kind of turn has gone by and you are now stressed, I need everyone to make a stress roll. So that's 1 die for everybody, 2 for Kelsey. If you roll a 1, your power supply or your air supply goes down by 1.
Good.
2 4s.
2.
I stressed I love 4s.
3.
2.
Great. All right, so you're all good. You're able to breathe, hopefully relatively easy. As you are continuing to decide what to do about this, you hear, even through your spacesuits, the faintest of fluorescent lights coming on. And you look kind of back down the hallway you came, and you see the lights kind of coming on.
Oh,
And
fuck
from
no.
each cryo room, lights are coming on. And Mother seems to be awake, and power is returning to the ship. You
What?
hear the hum of the air scrubbers coming to life, and your suits are starting to read some level of oxygen, likely in anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. It could be possible that the air is breathable once more, should those actually be fully functional. You see life return to this ship, and specifically you hear this old mother. You know the ship is at least 70 years old, if not more, depending on when it was actually made. So you hear a much more robotic but very similar voice to the mother that you know say, "Warning, cryo chambers deactivated." And if you look into that last cryo chamber, you see that also come to life. The lights from each of the 5 chambers come on, and air being released as if they are waking up whatever is inside each of these chambers.
Fuck.
Um,
So they are
I
turning
would-
back on.
Yes.
I would
But it
turn and
seems
start
like
heading
they're
right back toward the motherboard.
Okay.
okay. And it seems like they're deactivating, so it'll take 10 minutes for them to fully open, but it's the process of
Oh, I see.
undoing the cryo sleep and waking up whatever is in these
Oh,
chambers.
don't like that. Don't like that.
So Emily, you walk back. Cam walks back to Mother.
Yep.
Can
Everybody
we
follow?
see what's in the cryo tubes?
It's the window kind of looks over, so I would say one
Yeah.
that is kind of perpendicular to the window you're looking at looks humanoid. It looks like a person. It's not like a weirdly shaped anything. It looks like a dark-haired person.
With the
Maybe
power
maybe
back
these people
on-
know.
With the
I mean,
power back
I
on,
could-
can I open the door?
If there's people in there, I mean, yeah, we gotta.
We'll let the process go. We'll go check on what we need to check on. We let the cryo chambers do what they need to do. They will come out when they're ready, and we talk to them and we see if they know what the fuck happened here.
They've been in cryo for
We don't know.
70
They could've-
years. Like,
But when they went to sleep, you could know what happened when they went to sleep.
I'm saying they're gonna need our help.
Yeah, we'll come back. It'll take 10 minutes.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
If you want to wait here by yourself, by all means, please do.
No,
I'm
I'm not waiting here by myself.
I'm waiting
Sammy, what are
here.
you?
That's what I
I'll stay
figured.
with Sammy.
I'm following the captain because that's the.
This is also one of our prime directives.
Is there a computer terminal on the west side of this hall?
Yes, that little, and this map actually has a little key to what all those little suit
Yeah, the little
things mean.
symbols.
So access terminal console is available at the end of that hall.
Okay, can I go over to that terminal
Mhm.
and see what's operational? What controls I might have over maybe those cryo doors and stuff?
Yeah, so well, I would say that once power is back on, whatever little access panel to open the doors, you see light up, and you just would hit the button basically to open the cryo door. So to get into this room, this final cryo is unlocked and ready to go as soon as you hit that button. For the ship as a whole, things are very much still powering up. You see the things that you're suit is telling you that the oxygen levels are rising, but it says that there seems to be some sort of issue with the air scrubbers. You'd have to go to one of the consoles on the bridge to know truly what's wrong, but it seems like something is wrong with that. You see that the pilot's terminal is non-operational. You see that the captain's terminal is operational, but we'll show you very similar things to kind of what you're seeing at this console. Um, and you see a lot of things of like med lab unknown, science lab unknown, of just like a lot of unknown status checks of like room to room of what's operational and what's not.
Okay. Could I lock the Cryo 3 door so that it can't be opened from the other side?
I think you can probably didn't think about how doors would work. Um, I think I think for
I might
cryo
not know how to do
specifically,
that.
yeah, and I think for cryo specifically, like that is an override. Like specific doors you can lock, like if you have a personal area. The captain probably has a code that can lock specific doors. Something like cryo and specifically this door that then leads to things like the showers and an examination room and like critical other units, I would say is not able to be locked without the commanding officer's passcode.
Mm. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna get on the. We have a radio headset.
Yes. Within your suits you have like still like radio.
Cool. I'm gonna say I'm gonna communicate. Hey, Captain. I whatever you find up there, hope it's good. And if you have a moment, maybe try figuring out if you can make Mother lock these cryo doors just to keep these people safe from whatever's coming around, or make sure that, just so we have a barrier of if something comes through this door, we could, or comes out of those pods, we could see for a second before they come through this door to us.
Yeah, Vlasic will see what I can do.
Okay.
Okay. I would say those waiting at cryo still have another 5 minutes before the like chambers themselves actually open. Um, so in that time, if you guys are just hanging out, and Dalton, do you join them or do you go with the captain? Or do you stay kind of in the middle at the console?
I might go to that console in the hallway, see if I can find any records of the ship.
Okay. Um, so you start looking at what that console can give you. We'll pop over to Mackenzie and Cameron. You both get to the door. It is still locked. You need the either emergency access card that Cam, is kept within like the classic break if an emergency happens. At the captain's console, there is glass with an emergency access card under that, or you need the current commanding officer's specific code to enter. But you can look in and you see Mother is lit up, like all of the like as you saw in the Alien movie, it's like a wall of computer and lights are blinking and going crazy, and then you have that kind of central console within it as well.
I will over the radio to everyone say we still need the damn key.
Or a fucking torch.
Fuck it.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Be careful.
I would, yeah.
Stay here.
Oh,
Be careful. Make my way to Mother.
while this is happening, can I just like tuck myself in this little corner and take a minute to breathe a little bit?
Sure.
Maybe get one of my stress levels down because I'm up one.
Yeah, I think you can of like the you know that around you is becoming more habitable. So ideally soon you might not need these suits if you
Yep.
take them off. And you're able to kind of as doors getting cut open and you're waiting on everything else. Basically, in the next 5 minutes before anyone wakes up, you're able to kind of reduce
like
at least
using
one
the
level
sound
of
of the
stress.
flames to just like focus on the sound of that. And
yeah, perfect. There are, like I said, 2 doors to get into, and to be able to, again, cut into them without fully breaking them does take a couple minutes. So it would probably take a full 5 minutes to get through 2 doors at least. So unless anyone has anything specific in the next 5 minutes, we're gonna kind of jump a turn and say that's what you guys spend this turn doing. Sammy?
When Putnam leaves, I open the door.
Okay.
what?
Move tokens so I remember where y'all are. Wait, why is there 2 Putnams?
But why?
I made myself so I could move myself.
Oh. Which one can you move? Did you the one that's
The
already
one
by
by
Mother?
yeah.
Okay, so the one that I just moved isn't you.
Yep.
Great. Okay. Perfect. Okay, Sammy, you open the door. As you walk up, I assume you approach the cryo. You see a cryo room that is much larger than the one you're used to. Yours only has basically like your 5 beds, and it's pretty scrunched. It is newer than this version because the ship is old. So it's a more advanced cryo system. But it has the same, you have your cryo beds, you have your lockers for personal items, and it's a pretty standard room. And you don't see any dead bodies on the floor, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Bolt gun out. I just want to check the nearest pod that is opened and see if
Okay.
it's
They
a
haven't opened
live
yet, right?
person or
They haven't opened yet, but you can look in. They're about to. They're like minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You can kind of get closer and look in several of them. And we'll say like the 3 you immediately see upon getting open nearer and have clarity of, you see 3 humans that look to be in the classic like tank top, underwear kind of clothes that you would need to change into before getting into cryo. You still see them with eyes closed, not moving yet. Um, and as you come around to the other 2, you see the same. Um, you the because it's been so cold on the outside and the outside and the inside was the same for so long, there are some weird ice crystals obscuring some of the view into these pods themselves. So you don't get a detailed look at all of them, but for the most part, they all look human.
Do they look alive?
It's hard to tell because they're still in cryo. And you can't really see like a rise and fall of chest just because you don't have much of a viewport to their
Yeah.
whole body. You wouldn't really know until they actually open and see.
Um. Okay, yeah. I just wait for them.
Okay. Uh, almost like simultaneously with this hiss you hear even in your spacesuit, they release the compressed air from within and all slowly open, and you get a clearer view of humans in these pods. 5 humans you have. Um, 3 males and 2 females, from what you can tell immediately. Um, you don't have a lot of detail with them, but you see um you see a man with dark hair, a man with gray hair, and a younger looking man with dark hair, and then you see one African American woman and one blonde-haired woman. I won't go too into showing you their portraits just yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and you see them breathing. You see them breathing, start to like move their hands and arms and like blink open their eyes in varying stages of how quickly they're getting up, but slowly but surely they're all kind of coming to and like clearly confused, disoriented, extra slow to wake up by how long they've been in cryo, but alive.
Um. I would. Is my suit telling me that I can take off my helmet?
Your suit is telling you that by this point the oxygen level is breathable, but it basically warns of stale air. excuse me, which means the carbon dioxide levels are higher than ideal, and prolonged like existence in this kind of air isn't ideal, but like prolonged as in like days. So
Okay.
you could take your suit off. You just like the air just like has that stale taste and feeling, and
Yeah.
it might, game system wise affect something like mobility because it's not full actually breathable, but it is safe.
Okay.
And the temperature is at a safe level again as well.
I take off just my helmet just so that they can see my face.
Yeah, sure.
And I message on the intercom. They're fucking alive. They're alive. They're all alive.
No shit.
Dalton comes running.
Okay.
And seeing seeing Sammy there goes, Mason, get out of there. Get out of there now.
They're people.
You took your helm. Okay. And then he comes over, like pulls him out of the room,
Okay.
and closes the Cryo 3 door. And like, I don't know, takes like the butt of the pistol and hits the keypad on the Cryo 3 door.
Oh no!
Wow. Okay. All right. So you do this before like Putt or anyone would come running,
I'm
I
jogging
presume.
down, but I think I probably get there like as it happens. I'm like, whoa!
I think I'm in
whoa.
such shock that I don't even fight him. Like I just like I let him
yeah,
blow me.
definitely.
I let this
Oh.
happen. Yeah.
Sammy, put your helmet on. What the hell are you doing?
Dalton, what are you doing?
You saw what happened to that guy in the hall. You saw that body.
They were in the
That
fucking
person.
cryo chamber. They're people.
They're people, but we don't know what they were like when they went in. Look, we need to play it safe here. We need to take things slow. I think quarantine's the best option until we see what happens with them. They're still in a state, right? They're going to take a little time before they start figuring things out, and we can watch for a minute.
So we're just gonna stare at them? We're not gonna help them?
We could tell them what's going on. We could tell them we're working on it. But I think if they know what's going on, because they probably went in there for survival, they probably know what's going on in this station.
Or
They'll
they
probably
don't,
be
and
okay
all
with
of their
sitting for a
friends
while.
are dead.
You don't think they don't know that?
Maybe they don't. Maybe these guys never woke up.
Well, then that's good. The less they know, the better right now. The less interaction, the better. You saw that guy in the hall.
I know, these are people, Dalton. But you're right. Fuck, you're right. Alright. I'm sorry.
We'll just take it slow, and if everything's okay, then maybe we could use them.
I would say during this time, as you guys are discussing and keeping an eye on it, and you all, can hear this conversation, even though the ship is coming to life, you hear about all the noise that is happening. And so you see Sammy without a helmet, you see a busted keypad on the door, you hear most of this conversation as you're coming up. And you see those inside, again, they look very disoriented and confused. Even looking at each other, there's not really recognition. Even as like they were waking up and clearly like Dalton was coming in running and yelling at Sammy and pulling it up, it's like they couldn't even like register what was happening. And almost as like muscle memory, they get out of the cryo chambers and like head to a locker and start like putting on clothes, their normal attire before, to cover up. They're just like basically like boxers and tank tops. And as they do, you can see like moments of like pausing and like thinking, kind of like looking at each other, like very much seems like, and it is the case of extreme extreme time in cryo to have symptoms like amnesia, headaches, fatigue, all of those so nothing like this is concerning to you all, but it very much seems like it's just taking longer for them. They either can't remember anything or are confused and just like putting on clothes because they know they should cover up a little bit. They're not really talking to each other that much either. And that's about all you're noticing as this conversation is happening.
I would have stayed back to figure out Mother, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
If I would have opened up the door, I would have been like waiting like for Captain to like release me, but I would have been eager to get back.
I would have seen the argument and I would have wandered off because it's boring.
We're not even going in, okay.
And I you said one of the elevator shafts is open. Can I go look over the edge?
It's the one by the console Dalton used, so I'll move Dalton there. Mac is over here. Cam, would you release Putt to go with the others and stay alone?
If you wanted me to, if you told me like to like wait outside, I would wait. Like I am still very much so like following orders, and like wouldn't leave you alone unless you told me to.
Yeah,
so.
I think she probably would, knowing that pretty much everyone else on the ship like hardly listens to her orders half the time anyway. Would have like not said anything and like walked in and probably left you in a state of like not knowing what to do.
Oh no, she's hesitating like now I gotta wait.
I would probably wait like outside, like where kind of like outside that like second door to give you your privacy, but would be on like the headset, be like, Sammy, tell me about what's going on.
They're just waking up. Dalton dragged me away. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I say that looking at Dalton.
Oh my
god. So while all that happens, what does Cam ask or say to Mother?
Yo, Mother,
I would try to pull up whatever the most recent information she has is. Like the last time she was booted up, where were they? What was the status of the ship? And the crew?
You put in that request, and all you get back is a big old screen that says classified.
What the fuck?
Oh no! What?
Am I able to put in my credentials at all? Like,
you can. It still says classified.
Yeah. From this room, am I able to find out anything about the current status of other areas of the ship? Like right now?
Yes. Yeah, so she can give you a rundown of the ship. She won't tell you any questions about what the ship was doing, the crew, all of that.
All right, so I would ask for a rundown of the ship right now, of like what is functional, like if there's any like life forms that she like anything that she can give me.
Yeah. You know that like similar to what I told that Dalton found out is the piloting station is currently non-operable. But the command center in general seems operable. They do have a holo table, but that is inoperable. The status of the more science and medical bays is still unknown. She knows that there's power there, but the status of like the equipment and such, she does not have an answer for. She tells you more specifically that the air scrubbers are operational, but the carbon filters need to be either repaired or replaced before the air is breathable. And there's one other thing. And I think there was also the reactor core needs to be reset.
Okay.
Trying to find where that was. There was something about the reactor core. Again, ship stuff. But the reactor core needed to be like reset or turned back on to get the engines themselves up and running again.
Okay. I would take note of all of those things.
Hey, Cap, don't mean to bother you. Just wanted to tell you that there are fucking people alive on this ship. What do we do?
Okay, I'll be right there. and I would move right there. I think she was so like one track mind on getting to Mother, didn't even notice that everybody ran away to do something else.
Yeah, definitely.
I
So
would
by
be
the
like
time
standing there, like outside the door, like knitting,
my
like
God.
In a
anxiously,
spacesuit.
like like waiting.
Cam walks past and says, Adam, what are you doing here? They found people. Come on, why are you just standing here? Just walk right past.
Stuff it back in like my toolbox and like follow along.
By the time you all get back to this room, you see that everybody is dressed within the cryo chamber. You see that they're starting to talk amongst themselves. They don't seem to notice you guys out there. The door itself is pretty well sealed, and you're either talking within a spacesuit on a radio or not talking loud enough that they've noticed you from across the room, but they're talking amongst themselves. You can see some of them pairing up with each other, and kind of whispering and looking worriedly towards the door, as seemingly like maybe some memories are coming back or just as a confusion as to what happened. It's hard to tell exactly like what they're talking about or anything like that, but they seem to be a little bit more like coherent. Still some pain, maybe headaches, fatigue, things like that. They're like not in good health shape, but they're not mutating or changing as of now.
How
All
long
I'm
have they
saying. Oh, go ahead.
I would just ask, how long have they been awake?
It's been 10 minutes. This whole process of them waking up. They can wait. I think they can wait, and we can take time for a minute.
Nobody's
think-
been inside with them, right?
Well,
Yeah, I
Someone-
was.
What the hell, Mason?
There are people in there that we need to help. I'm confused why this is so hard for all of you to understand.
Have you seen the state of the bodies that we have found?
Yeah, and none of them look like that. And they're confused and they're worried, and we need to be able to. And I look to the door and I bang on it. Hello?
They all turn so fast. You see the African American woman specifically, pull out a shotgun and point it towards the door and sees you all there, and looks to a man that had dark hair and a beard. And we'll say now's a good time that you see all of them through here, and they're all looking at you. Um,
If you want to
see
find out what's going on this ship, these are the fucking people to ask.
you see the woman now wielding a shotgun at you. She is wearing a uniform very similar to the headless body that you found outside. Very much seems like security or military like. Has a name tag, hard to read from this distance, but has some sort of name tag on her uniform. She is slowly walking kind of like halfway to the door between everybody else, very protectively of the rest of them. And she's got short, well-kept hair. She looks skinny and is relatively small, but even by what you're seeing, she looks hella intimidating. Like she could kick any of your asses easily. The person she kind of continues to look over her shoulder and back at is one of the middle-aged men. He has shaggy hair, some gray in the beard that he's got going. He's now wearing a kind of just plain colored t-shirt and like kind of a vest that
Daddy?
looks to be like a fisherman's vest almost, like it has a lot of pockets and compartments and things like that, with some cargo pants as well, with some boots. And this first woman is clearly looking back to him and like whispering something to him. And he's looking lost and not sure what to do, but does start approaching the door after kind of looking at everyone else, and everyone was now looking at him, and he is the one that's approaching the door. The other, another person you see is a person in scrubs. He has also short, dark hair, very clearly much younger than any of the other men in this room, likely in his late 20s. Little kind of patchy beard growing in, and he's in scrubs and like a classic white doctor's coat. Very clearly a medic or doctor of some kind on this ship. You also see an older gentleman, likely in his 50s or 60s, full gray hair with a beard. While he was getting ready, pulled glasses out, put it on, is paying attention, but looks very pained. He's holding his head. He's like struggling to keep his eyes open. He's weirdly changed into a button up and a tie and like slacks and a belt, like tucked in. He very much has himself put together. Um, and has some like pens in his little pocket on his button-up shirt, but isn't really looking at you as much as he's kind of just like listening and like tuned in, but eyes closed, kind of holding his head. Clearly has a headache of some kind. And last, we have a blonde woman. She has voluminous blonde hair cropped just at the chin. She is wearing a blouse and has put on a blazer and is in dress pants, and like classic kind of business flats, not heels, but flats. Um, she looks to be in her 50s as well, so a little older, but not maybe 40s. It's hard to tell her age. But clearly is, if not in charge, holds herself as she is as if she is in charge. Um, so you have the one person with a shotgun as the other man approaches the door. You see a pistol at his hip, which he does kind of as he gets closer put a hand on and is kind of warily approaching the door. It looks like he's going to open it because his console still works.
Hmm.
And unless someone stops him, he
Yeah.
comes up and opens the door.
I'm gonna yell, stop where you are, through the door, and
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to the captain, to Captain Weaver and say, your crew needs to start following orders. And then I'm gonna yell through the door, everyone remain calm. We're just going to keep an eye on the situation right now. It seems you are in the safest room to be in at the moment, and I recommend you stay in that room.
He's right. We do need to start following orders. And you're the one to give them, Captain.
Yes, I don't appreciate you giving orders to my crew, I must say.
I don't appreciate your crew putting our lives in danger, acting recklessly
We need to fight. This is
off
the
of
only
emotional impulses.
Vlasic, you will remember who is in charge.
I do.
I will turn to the door of the people. Can they do we get the impression that they can hear us?
Yeah, so during that whole part, you could tell that this man heard you, and it's weird. He was like glad to be told what to do, as like he didn't really want to open the door, and then he kind of like as you're talking, like looks back at everybody else, like he seems to be the one in charge.
But he doesn't want to be.
Doesn't want to be in charge,
Yep.
or doesn't know how to be in charge, and it's
Yeah.
like kind of like, yeah, someone else tell me what to do. Great. And so he's paused. He hasn't said anything. He's paused and kind of waiting, and then like continually looking back at the woman behind him with the shotgun, who is looking more and more agitated at his lack of response or doing anything. But
Nice.
you walk up, Captain.
I will look specifically at that woman since she seems the most on edge. But talking to all of them and say, my name is Captain Cameron Weaver of the Montero. we happened upon the distress signal from your ship. We're hoping to help. It's clear something has happened here. What can you tell us?
At that, she looks, her like frustration goes to confusion. And all of them kind of look at each other and are still confused. And the man at the front turns and says, I don't think any of us remember. At least not yet.
Seems like that's for the best. You likely are the only surviving members of your crew. Our mission is to find survivors to see what, if anything, you discovered and then to get you home. But I don't think it's safe to come out right now.
If there are no survivors, I think I'd like to get out of this room and confirm that.
Yes, that is what we are working on right now, checking the ship. We are armed, we are ready. I would suggest that you all stay where you are for now, and we will let you know when it is time to board our ship.
Give me. I'm gonna make this a roll. I think this is a command.
Yeah, can I pull rank?
Sure. Yeah, that is something you
Okay.
can do as
Whoa.
captain.
So,
Where's your... There it is.
well, hold on. Can I try whatever you were gonna have me do first? Because I
Lol.
will gain stress if I pull rank. So I don't want to pull rank unless I have to.
Fair.
I help?
And I will say, assuming this as you assume that this is the captain or at least commanding officer of this ship talking to you right now, you can't really
Yeah.
pull rank against him
That's fair.
because it's a specifically non-officer PC or NPC. So the best thing
That's super
is
fair.
to fully command him.
Great.
So yeah, so you get 3. I think for
You want me to roll in
this,
the
they
chat?
can't remember everything, and I'm gonna give you a -2 to
Ooh.
this roll because they don't know you. They just
have an
woke up
idea.
with no memories.
Makes sense.
Can I say that I've
The
come
one.
back, by the way? A 1?
Well, no,
Not a
because
1.
with a command, you do 3 for command, 3 for empathy, and so you
Oh,
get
I
6
see.
total. So you
I
have
see.
4.
And
Could I
plus one
help
from
saying
yeah.
that Wayland Utani appreciates their
Oh
cooperation?
my god.
Sure, yeah, I would let that.
So I get one more.
You hold up a survey.
Yeah.
Can you please fill out
10%,
this quick
15%,
survey?
20%.
Just a few
1
quick questions. 1-6.
1-6?
Nice.
Okay. With 1-6, you in talking to this person specifically, you convince him that, and again, he seems like he doesn't want to make decisions or like be in charge. He's like, all right, sure, I guess. And he kind of like looks back at everyone, and you see the blonde-haired woman, step forward. This is utterly ridiculous, and she rushes forward and hits the button.
Oh!
Okay. Okay.
What was that?
I mean, she would cross the room, so if you can do something in like a
I wanted
second.
it so like I wanted like to come back and just be watching all of this, and as they're like, we want to see the bodies. I kind of wanted Mac to try and like pick up one of these corpses and be like, okay, you want to see it? Like hold it
Holy
outside the
shit.
door.
Oh
She's
god.
like, listen, whatever. Like if
Pat.
they need to see it, they need to see it. Like.
And yet Mac was yelling at me for simply saying yes.
Yeah. I would say if that is what Mac would do, you like pull one of the bodies into the hallway, like at the same time that she's opening the door.
Don't open the door, or this will be you.
She still does. She still opens the
Mac,
door.
what the fuck are you doing?
I'm just trying to help.
That's someone's.
And you see the woman with the shotgun like charge forward and like point it at you. It's like, what the fuck?
Hey,
Whoa!
no.
Whoa!
Yeah, I pull out the gun as well.
Mexican
I'll stand
standoff
up.
in space.
I'll stand up going,
Whoa.
We're all on the same
dark
team
haired
here.
man puts a hand on her shoulder and she like kind of lower. She still holds it out like pointing, but she's not like ready with the shotgun anymore. So she holds it at the ready, but she stands down a little bit. You see kind of in the doorway, the blonde-haired woman has rushed forward and pushed the button. So you see her, the dark-haired man, and the African-American woman all standing at the doorway. You see the doctor guy had kind of like in step, almost followed right behind the blonde woman, kind of like trying to stop her, but not really like stopping her, but doing the like, I don't know if that's a good idea kind of thing. So he's like halfway now. The button-up tie guy is still where kind of they left him. He's now sitting on like a bench in front of the locker, just like holding his head and like shaking it and kind of muttering
That guy's not well.
to himself of like, and like you can't really hear what he's saying,
Why
but
would you
he's
think
like,
that, Kelsey?
yeah.
Let's just lock him up. Everyone else can come out.
Why though? Why?
Just use your flamethrower.
I'm ready. Listen. There's a bunch of dead bodies. There are bodies that are turning into other things. There are creepy eggs in the ceiling, okay? Like, we're trying to help you here.
Yes, we're trying to protect you. If you don't want that protection, then at least don't get in our way. We have a mission to complete.
Yeah,
Hey, come on! We are all on the same page
excuse
here.
me.
Listen.
We're all on the same page, okay?
Unless you're evil, in which case, don't turn me into something, please.
First of all,
I
this
don't
is
wanna go like that.
our ship, not yours. So for you to come and ordering our acting captain around.
Doesn't seem like you're listening to your acting captain.
Hey, listen, okay? It's the year blank.
2183.
It's the year 2183, okay? You have been missing for 73 years. We found your distress signal. We found you. We are here to help. This is going to be a lot that you have to take in, but I promise you, we are all on the same page, and we're not going to get anywhere pointing guns at each other. Let's just have a fucking conversation.
The man kind of steps forward. Right.
This guy.
Christ's sake.
I mean, what in the world?
Have a seat. And he like gestures to the benches.
No,
We're gonna have
we
a
need to keep
conversation. It might
moving.
as well be here. You just said that this is the safest room, right?
We
it
don't
was
know.
safe for you.
We have to
How
talk
is
to
it
these people.
not
We
safe?
can't just walk. We have to talk to them and find out what happened.
Is that guy
They don't know
okay
anything right now.
over there?
I guess you're right. That's a good point.
They kind of look back and see him, muttering. Do you enter the room or do you stay out?
I'm not going in there.
Okay. You see him about the same. They see him about the same. They don't have a reaction besides confusion. Again, like unsure if this is normal for him, unsure if this is something they've seen. Like without their like full memories coming back, everything seems kind of unclear. Seems like they know that like who they are,
Captain?
that they're on a ship and it's their ship, but not a lot of details.
Captain Weaver, you and I have not always seen eye to eye. I'm asking you in this one moment to please trust me, okay? Please. I promise you I only want good things here, and I only want to protect all of these people and all of us. I need to get him into the examination room.
Fine, Mason, do it and do it fast. You take responsibility for anything that goes wrong, and then we move.
Right. And I just immediately walk in and I try to very gently and politely and like comfortably lead him past Cryo 3 and into the examination room.
Okay. As you get closer, you can hear what he's muttering. A lot of it is nonsense. It seems to be like fragment memories of maybe the mission, but is nonsensical things like the ship didn't have enough sugar. If we packed more sugar, we would have been fine. Why didn't we have enough sugar? Like it doesn't make sense, but
What?
he seems stressed about something. And at one point, he turns to you as you're like helping him out when you're about halfway to the door, grabs your shirt and looks you in the eye and says, "It has to get out. We need to get out. We need to get out. We should leave. We should leave." And then eyes roll back and he starts seizing in your arms and collapses to the floor, which I assume you're able to kind of like carry him to the floor.
Yeah.
He starts seizing and seizing.
What the fuck? Putnam!
Yeah, and I would already kind of be running up. Like, oh my god!
Hold him down! Hold him down!
Okay.
I need something. I need a long stick or something. I need a spoon, something, a pin.
Pull out a knitting needle.
Yeah, I try to put a knitting needle in his mouth.
God.
Okay. You're able to,
ways,
so
so,
he
you know,
kind of has something,
yeah.
to bite down on. You know that the neighbor leave that you have wouldn't have help with something like this. Like it's like pain relief, stress relief, chill out,
Sorry,
but
guys,
not
sorry, guys, sorry,
not like
guys.
this.
Hey, you wanna talk on this?
Maybe she pops
And so
one
I
on
assume
her
some
own.
of you kind of do. All of you then like enter. Do some of you hang back?
I actually think, other than Putnam, I would be telling people to like stay back.
I'm still hanging back. I don't know.
Okay.
Putnam also fully keeping his helmet on, maintaining absolute quarantine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Helmet
Oh yeah.
is on.
Yeah, I think Cam would be back by the door, like ready to shut them in there if she needs to.
Sure. Fair. You see, so like all of the people that came out of cryo are still in the room, and you see them turning to look, but they look shocked by what's happening and kind of like in a sense of like they didn't fight or flight, they just froze, and they're not doing anything while this is happening. As you approach Put, to try to help, like getting your needle ready and everything, you see out of his left eye this tiny hand and claw just come jutting out of the eye socket. The eye goes flying, hits Putnam in the chest, and falls to the ground and rolls away. And as you look back, you see this spindly, tiny claw, like lurch and squish back into the brain and come out once more, wrap around the face, and start clawing at the top of its mouth. Pulling and pulling are flying out as you do so until it's like ripping the cheeks apart and just the head
oh my
explodes
God. Can
in
I try
front
to
of you.
push me and Putnam out and close the door on the way?
There's not enough time. You can get distant from it, but there's not enough time before like the full explosion. And you see like just blood and guts are sprayed across as this hand pulls, and it's literally like it just pulls the head in half. And from what you see left around this body of this almost now second headless man you're seeing in front of you, you see this quadruped creature kind of fall out, currently wrapped in a sack still, but slowly like seeping out of this protective sack that its arm was only out of, and it gets up on wobbly legs like a newborn calf, not quite knowing what to do. It has a bulbous head and jagged teeth, spindly arms and legs and claws. And I'll show you a quick picture of it, just so you can
Holy shit.
see truly what you're dealing with.
Oh my god.
No.
And it looks at all of you, Hut being, Sammy probably being the closest one still to it, and lets out this hiss that without your spacesuit on, you can hear it like rattles your eardrum and almost hurts and make you squint a little bit. Everyone else in the spacesuit, you can hear it still, and like it rattles you even from within. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Told you guys.
Oh,
my God, it's finally
Uh,
happening.
Oh God.
Oh,
Holy
that's
cow.
amazing.
Stress.
Nightmare fuel.
I'm so
Absolute
excited.
Nightmare
Oh
fuel.
my god. The
Wow.
amazing.
eyeball?
Qualified.
The eyeball. Out of the eyeball, not the chest? I didn't expect that, dude.
Face
Oh,
burster.
God. A
Oh,
face
Yup.
burster.
All
Holy
right, so
shit.
I got
next
so
time we'll
spooked.
see
Me too.
how we deal with this new creature in
Oh,
front
gosh.
of you all.
Huh.
Clearly not a mutated person, but a different creature that may be what you've seen. Maybe there's two things that you have to deal with,
No,
and two
there's
types
nothing
of
we
things.
have to deal with. Everything's fine. I'm gonna wake up.
God.
So we'll pick up there, and why don't you all go ahead and add a stress level to your character sheets before we
That makes
leave,
sense.
Okay.
and
gonna
we'll pick
say-
up with how you deal with this creature in front of you. Do you fight it? Do you run? Either way, you're pretty stressed out now, so tune in next week from today, to see what the crew of the Montero, with the now crew of the Kronos, how they deal with what's in front of them.
Holy
They're all
shit.
out. They're all.
Thank you to my players, best players I could ask for as the game mother. And as always, everybody say bye.
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 Bye.